Jamie Kennedy! Next up, let's keep that applause going. Give it up for Skeet Ulrich! Let's keep the party going. Please give it up for Neve Cambell! And finally, let's round out this foursome with Matthew Lillard!
Wow.
None of the other three of you flexed on your way up.
I mean, I did a different WWE move.
Yeah.
I didn't go that far.
I'm drunk. Y'all, I want to give it up for this cast. First up, Fan Expo Canada, Toronto. Give it up for them one more time. Now all four on stage. Not only are these four going to be here over the weekend, signing autographs, doing photo ops, doing group photo ops, individual photo ops, but they came here tonight especially. They decided to come one night early to kick off this con the right way. This is the first panel of the entire convention, and we did it to you, everybody.
And you guys are ready. You are ready. First of all, thank you, each and every one of you, for coming out here. We cannot be more grateful for your presence, and looks like we're going to have a great weekend, so thank you so much for coming.
They said, we just have a private little event for you. This is quite a dinner party. By the way, there's something going on in our business right now, so we just want to tell you, it's so nice to be here at an insurance convention.
It's for plumbers.
Yeah.
That's the key word.
We got some horror fans out there in the room right now. Scream. Obviously, again, as I said before, out of respect, we're going to be talking in and around. We know why these four are here. We know why we love them. But we are going to stick to some of the questions that were provided beforehand. So I just want to kick it off, and then we can kind of take it from there and go out to the audience for some questions as well. Talk about being in Toronto, Canada. Have you been here before? Any memories of either shooting here or being here? Or what's it like being back in Canada?
I'm home.
Yeah!
I was here 9 days ago at the cottage, so it's nice to be back. No, I love it here. Always happy to come home.
Amazing. Matthew, you drove here, right? Where were you that you drove from?
I was dropping a kid off at college. That's okay, they needed to go. Goodbye. So I grew up in outside of Detroit, so for me it's very similar. In fact, so it's lovely to be here. I drove all the way across today.
Nice. Did you take trips across the Windsor Bridge there as a kid?
No, we weren't that fancy.
I love it. Talk about being here. This is the first night. This is where the dedicated fans come, Thursday night. You can see them out here right now, yeah. Talk about, you've been with us on a couple shows now at Fan Expo. What's it like to come here, meet the fans, see them, and just see the fervor for you as actors and performers?
Yeah, the truth of the matter is it's really humbling. The reality is that, we go through our lives, and I drop my kid off, and there's these moments where you're just, you're a dad, and you're a husband, and you're a partner, and you have these moments where you come out to a group of a bunch of people beautifully clapping and here and happy to see us, and it's humbling. So thank you, like Skeet said, thank you for being here. It's lovely, and for a lot of us, is how we feed our families, right? And so we just really appreciate you guys.
Neve, you're a role model for a lot of the amazing women out in the audience right now. What is it like to have those individual fans come up and tell you that and be here and cheer for you?
Oh man, it's overwhelming. I was saying to someone earlier, coming to these is such a beautiful experience because it's every moment is meaningful. I mean, you all come here to have a moment to meet us, to be with each other, to be around people who are like-minded, who have the same taste. I love seeing Ghostface out there. I love it. Just find your people. And for us, as actors, if you're on stage, you get a sense of what people think of your performance, a sense of, what they think of your art, and you get that sort of immediate co-communication. Whereas on film and in television, we don't get that. We have no idea. So when we come to these, and we get to meet you guys and hear from you all what it means to you, the effect that these films and projects have on you, how we touch you in some way, it moves us. And it keeps us going, and it inspires us to continue to make art. And for me to play a role that has had the kind of impact that it has had on women, made them feel stronger, made them feel confident, made them perhaps overcome something, that blows my mind. I know I've been cast in some great roles, and you have a sense of it when you get to play it, but when you actually get to hear the impact it has on people, that it actually has an effect on people's lives or how they feel about themselves or how they take on the world, that's beyond what I could have ever imagined art would do.
Yes. We're also very fortunate that not a lot of people come all this way and spend their time to tell us how crap we were in certain scenes.
In a loving way, in the most loving way possible, I'm sure. Neve, it's funny you mentioned Ghostface. It is always fun to see a Ghostface in the crowd, but then that's exactly what Ghostface would do if he was getting ready to murder. So they were getting ready to murder somebody.
Stay back, you son of a bitch!
I gotta ask about that. Skeet, maybe you can start, and then we'll jump to Jamie and then anybody else. Any interesting or memorable interactions with fans that you've had in your time coming to conventions?
I think the proper question is, have you ever had any normal interactions?
There we go. Has anyone just been totally normal, Jamie?
Yeah. It's a beautiful thing coming here and doing these. The fandom has gotten bigger than ever. Don't you agree? Yeah. It's wild. And, we experience a lot of emotions. You experience them, but we do too. And I just want to tell everybody, thank you for showering.
It's important to Jamie. It's very important.
Honestly, that's a good
He's a hugger.
Yeah. It's a good public service announcement for the entire weekend. Remember.
Didn't you have a funny thing last week?
No, that wasn't me. That was not me. Didn't happen.
Anything fun or memorable? Anything that sticks out, or like a gift that you often receive, or something that you often are touched by?
Yeah, I can say the tattoo phenomenon of getting screen tattooed on your body. These are horrible choices. Put your hand down. You need to see more fucking movies. Like Apocalypse Now or Scooby-Doo, for God's sake. What? That was so cheap. Whoever said that, thank you in the front row. That's a weird. That's new, and that's very odd.
It's an honor, but it's a lot of responsibility. I actually crossed my name out, tried to erase it. The girl's like, "Nah, I'll just keep that." So she was going to tattoo that part. Okay, good talking to everybody.
It's pretty common at conventions because we have a whole tattoo alley of amazing artists, so they're able to come up to you, get the signature, or come get the character and come right back to you.
Like Matt and Skeet usually get like a body part on a woman, the upper part, and they're like, "Jamie, can you just sign my ankle?"
The bottom of my foot, please.
Someplace we can cover it up. If you
It's fine. I'll just go to Tim Hortons. Tim Horton for the win.
Playing to the crowd, Jamie. I love it. That's perfect. Nice job. Talk about, you obviously have a great rapport. You've made this film so many years ago, and we love seeing you here today. What is it like being with this cast, seeing each other again, getting back together, hanging out, you know, like it was, you know, back in the...
It's pretty amazing because I will text and call Matt 3-4 times a week, never hear back until we get here, and then we're like best friends. But if you were to look at his phone,
This is not the place to work through our issues.
Exactly the place.
We have issues. You know what's funny is that. Settle down, bud.
Yeah. I don't think I'm going to repeat what that guy said.
I didn't hear what he said, but it was creepy.
Hug it out. Hug it out.
I will say that we, over the last 3 or 4 years, we've been doing these more, and now we're like a little circus on the road.
Touring company.
We see each other a lot, so it's no longer that fun. It used to be really exciting. I would be so excited to see Skeet, and then he'd start texting, and I'm like, all right, dude, stop. Too much.
that was the setup I was after the whole time.
Nev, you started to say something there. What is it like being back with the cast, or just kind of reminiscing?
Oh, I always love seeing these guys.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's fun, and I don't usually have to say much. Evidently, I get to just sit here and laugh.
It's your quiet time.
The fans want to know. We're going to get to fan questions. We have a couple games that we're going to bring the fans up here because, again, we won't be taking a lot of live questions, but we want to get as much live interaction as possible because that's what the fans are here for. But a lot of people asked, what scares you? We're all here. We're all fans of you for being icons in the horror genre. But they want to know individually you, what is the thing that scares you the most?
American politics. Gun violence. There's so many things.
Yeah.
Those are the big two, actually.
I don't know. What else is there?
Yeah.
Next question.
Anything else? Any of the both two important topics, so we appreciate you bringing it up, even though I know you're having fun with it. But like what about other tropes and things from the horror genre? Or
Religious horror
Oh.
does it to me for some reason. The Exorcist, The Exorcism of Emily Rose.
Yeah.
Good night. Turning it off. I'll watch it in the daylight.
Anything with kids.
I had a thing
Horror
happen to
films
me
for kids.
recently, which
That would be weird.
Just family films. Yeah.
Jamie, what scares you?
Oh, I'm with Skeet. Exorcist, the original Exorcist was very scary. Also being at home, at my house, when I'm alone, I'm just like, I just hope, you know.
What's the scariest movie ever made?
Scariest movie ever made? For me, down by far The Exorcist. Because it's scary. Like the rest of the boogeymen you could kind of kill or run from. But the devil gets inside of you. That got too real for a Thursday, didn't it? Now, let's go
That
back.
is not the answer I thought I was gonna get. What's the scariest movie ever made?
To me, Exorcist.
what is your
Oh.
What was the answer? Oh, say it again.
Jamie, what's the scariest movie ever made?
Showgirls. Absolutely frightening.
It's been a setup far too long now.
We got it on the third try. It's a Thursday, bro. It's
I know.
Canadian time.
We're never good on the first take.
Can we talk about horror icon Wes Craven, everybody? Anybody? This actually, I'm curious, I'm sure we're all curious, but this came specifically from a fan. Is Jess Kumkowski in the building? Jess, what's up, Jess? You got the Ghostface mask right on your side there, I love it. Jess asked, what is a key memory that each of you have working with the great Wes Craven?
I'll start. I just think that he was just so calm. You know what I mean? He's
That means you're dead.
Hello? Oh, there it is. All right. Okay. He just set a precedent of like a calm, beautiful, inclusive demeanor. Like I had no credits. These guys had credits, and he made me feel like part of the family. And I just feel like he was like, never be scared to ask a director for another take, and never be scared if you have a question. And so I was spoiled. I mean, he really set the standard, you know, and it was, the rest of Hollywood is not like him. So he spoiled me early on, and he gave me a good confidence, but also gave me, like, when I would work in other shows, I'd be like, well, I gotta get another take. And they'd be like, dude, the fucking sun's going down. So he's just incredible.
Yeah. Anyone else?
Yeah, I think just the essence of him is what I remember most, and it's very similar to that. But he had a psychological curiosity, you know, about all his characters, and it just infused you with this deeper notion of what you were doing. But that was him. He just was curious about everything and into everything, and was incredibly supportive of everybody around him, not just the actors, but everybody being a team to bring his vision to life. Brilliant man.
Awesome. Neve?
They'll have said it all. Yeah, I mean, he was a master, and I would say all of those things, and he had this wonderful, twisted sense of humor, and genuineness, and a real glee about making these films. He really enjoyed them. You would do a take, and it would be some crazy violent take, and you would just hear this after cut, because he just loved it. He loved the idea of scaring people. He loved filmmaking. He loved his job. He loved working with people. He loved that it was an ensemble effort. And he's just a wonderful, wonderful person, and I miss him.
Aww.
Yeah, part of our mission is to explain our lives for reals. I think that so much of these are about, look how showy and how great our lives are, and that there's ebbs and flows in our careers. And so for me, I have a very specific memory where I was going to call my mom on the one cell phone that was on set. That's how long ago the movie was made. And I've told this story before, but it's super powerful for me in my life and my whole trajectory and my whole career. So I went up to borrow the phone and I said, hey, can I use the phone? I had to call my mom. And he's like, that's funny. Wes said, we were just talking about you. He and Marianne were sitting there, and he said, we were just saying. I was like, oh yeah? What were you saying? I don't think I said it like that. It was weird. He said, we said that at some point in your life, you're gonna win the Academy Award. And I was like, shut up. I was like, tell my mom that. And he's like, okay. So I was calling my mom, and I said, Mom, Wes Craven wants to talk to you. And he said, one day your son's gonna win the Academy Award. And the only reason that's important is that there have been times in my life when I didn't know if I would ever work again.
Yeah. I
didn't know how I was gonna feed my kids. I didn't know how I was gonna get, you know, if I was gonna have to go to teach or go back to waiting tables. I just didn't know what was gonna happen. And at some point in whatever creative art you're in, or whatever passion you're chasing, you have to find belief somewhere. And for me, that moment with Wes resonates very deeply in moments when I feel the worst. So.
How about those amazing stories, everybody? 4 amazing. We miss him. He changed the genre, and you were all part of that. So we thank you as fans for that. We shout out to Wes. You want to play a game?
Yes.
Everybody?
Yeah. I have a question. So this is Family Feud?
Yeah, it's going to be Horror Family Feud.
I could see it's blood all over the screen. This is Family Splash.
Can't see what you're talking about.
Are we ready? Yeah. They're going to pop it up on the screen. All right. For this, everybody, we randomly picked 4 people from the audience that has a I'm here for Ghostface sticker. If you've got those and are down to come up, stand up and come on down to the stage. Give it up for them, everybody. We've got 4. Or you can hand it to a friend nearby.
Yeah.
Come on.
Where's Waldo?
Where's Waldo's one?
Were you truly randomly selected? Okay.
Can I just press the button and not answer any questions?
selected them, yeah.
By the way, thank you for translating. Thank you so much.
Yes, yeah, give it up for our amazing interpreters. All right, we are gonna stand kind of here. So we'll have Matthew and Neve on one team, Skeet, Jamie on another team. Yeah, come on up to the side here. Come on, give it up for our audience volunteers, everybody. Okay. Don't break it.
I don't think Neve and I should not be on the same team. We are not that
Come
smart.
on in. Come on in.
All right, come on down.
Cute.
What's your name?
We're missing one, but that's okay.
Max. Nice to meet you. This is Max, everybody.
Max, yeah. Come on down
Max,
with the
come on
Ghostface
over.
shirt.
And you are Kristen.
Kristen, you can go on that side there with
What
that.
was it? Jay? Jay.
Jay head
there's
on
one-
down.
And we're missing one, right?
We're missing one. Matt, do you want to pick one random person
Yes,
from the
I
crowd right
can't
now?
wait.
Go for it. Yeah.
Sit down.
All right, Matthew Lillard has entered the audience to pick one random fan to play Horror Family Feud.
Who do you got, Matt? Who'd you bring?
This dude.
Hi, this dude.
He looks like he likes Dungeons and Dragons, and I like Dungeons and
Yeah,
Dragons.
there we go. All right,
What's
come
your
on.
name? Brian.
Brian, head
go
on the
ahead.
side. You're going to play on team number 2 over here. Okay, for those who have not seen Family Feud, we're going to put a question on the board. All right, first up, it's going to be Neve versus Jamie. Neve versus Jamie.
I honestly know nothing about
First
horror
person to buzz in. Remember,
movies, so this
now,
is going to be
just
awesome.
like we randomly selected these 4 people, we also polled 100 people before this, and we've got the top answers on the board. Top 6 answers on the board. All right, they are horror themed. Are you ready? First person to buzz in gets to answer first. The higher answer gets to choose whether they're going to play or pass. Okay? Yeah.
No pressure.
Here we go. We can reveal the question. Name something people do for fun even though it scares them. All right, Neve.
Roller coasters.
Roller coasters. All right, here we go. Let's see. Is
That
roller
was
coasters
so
up
good.
there? Survey. There we got it. Name something. Roller coasters. Survey says. Roller coasters is up there.
This is
51
rigged.
points.
It's rigged.
All right, Neve. Would you like to play this round or pass it to the other team?
Play.
Play.
Play. All right, you rotate out. Give it up for Neve, everybody. All right, go to the end. Go to the end. Yeah. All right. What is your first name again?
Jay.
Jay. All right. You have 3 Family Feud X's to get it wrong. Okay. Jay, name something people do that scares them, but they still do it.
Watching scary movie.
Oh. All right. You get to play too. If you think it's a good answer, give a big thumbs and go. Good answer. Good answer. Good answer. Scary movies. There's scary movies up there. Survey says. Horror movies is up there. 2 for 2. Now, team number 2, you guys are thinking, because if they get 3 wrong, you can steal all of their points. All right, you get to play the next one. What was your first name again?
Kristen.
Kristen, name something people do that scares them, but they still do.
Haunted houses.
Haunted houses up there. Survey says haunted houses is up there. No. All right, Matthew, this is where it gets hard. There's only 3 answers left on the board.
Okay, I know.
Name
Okay.
something people do that scares them.
You're an 8th grade boy and you have to take your shirt off at the beach and all your friends are there and you're kind of fat and you're really embarrassed. So that's my answer.
All right. Is you're an 8th grade boy and you're a little bit fat and you have to take your shirt off.
Or non-binary.
girl.
It doesn't matter.
You're an 8th
And you
grade
have to
person.
Take your shirt off and you know you don't look like the other kids.
Is it up there? Survey. Oh, sorry, Matthew. I'm sorry.
You're all wrong.
All right. For the sake of time, we've gone through your team. We're going to go to team number 2 for the steal. So we've got 51-11. You can talk amongst yourselves. You got 3. If you can get one of these 3, talk amongst yourselves. You steal all of these points. You have to get one of these answers. How many points? Someone do math. Let's see. That's 62.
We didn't get
and
to
8.
huddle.
62 and 8. 70 points.
This is an awesome Q&A. Could you guys take longer?
All right, here we go. For the steal, name something that people do that scares them. You have to answer.
Have kids.
All right. If have kids is up there, you steal
It
the
should
points.
be up there.
If it's not up there, Team 1, you get all the points. Is it up there? Survey says no. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. All right, round number 2.
Wait, what was the other? Wait.
Oh yeah, we gotta go back. We gotta go back. All right.
Oh, it's too late.
No, we can go back.
No, it says round 2.
Okay. I can tell you the other answers. The other answers were bungee jumping, skydiving, and driving fast. Yeah. All right, here we go. We're in round 2, everybody. You might need to go back and come back in on this slide here. Just like, there we go. Yeah, there we go. All right, we need 2 new people. So let's go. Skeet,
All right.
Skeet versus Matt.
Come on, Max, you're in.
Oh, you're in. All right, you selected their players. Here we go. What was your first name again?
Name, Max.
Max and Jay. All right, here we go. Name something that you see in horror movies that begins with the letter B. All right, Max, you're up first.
Blood.
Blood. What do we think, audience? What do we think?
That's awesome.
Good answer.
Number 1.
Blood. Is blood up there? Survey says blood. All right. Now you can choose to play or pass.
We'll pass.
But it's going to be a
We'll
better
pass, we'll
production
pass.
if you pass. Yeah, very good. Thank you, Matt.
Only because
All right.
we saw how you cheated the last time.
No, you can still answer. You get the answer. You didn't get one.
Blades. Go with blades.
All right.
It's not a
Name
group
something.
answer.
You went already, Jay. You go one at a time. Max is first.
I mean, maybe.
You're technically cheating a little bit right
You're
now.
cheating.
Yeah.
It's not a group
Wait,
answer.
right.
Family
Max gets to
Feud.
go first. Max gets to go first. Max,
it's one
name
person.
something from a horror movie that begins with. Thank you. Thank you.
This is the Family Feud part.
Can I say what?
Thank you.
I
Max.
see why they call it feud.
Let's let Max talk.
Yeah.
Boobs.
Boobs.
Good job.
His
Good
boobs
job.
up there. Survey says no. Oh my gosh. We got a boo. Boo the judge. Boo. You got to talk to the judges. They're in the back over there. All right. Skeet, name something from a horror movie that starts with the letter B.
Blades.
Oh, Blades. Judges, we will allow Blades. I just spoiled it. Is Blades up there? Survey says.
What?
Oh. No, we'll give it to them. Let's give them Butcher Knife. I want to give them Butcher Knife.
You can't do it. You can't do
Butcher
it.
Knife, Blades.
That's the same thing.
It's the same thing. We're giving it to you.
All right.
This whole game is just about.
Can we do one
cheating.
more?
All right.
If my answer is not on the board, then this whole thing is rigged.
Yeah. All right, let's do our next contestant, and then Jimmy, you're up. Tell everybody your first name again.
Brian.
Brian, name something in a horror movie that begins with the letter B.
Bones.
Bones. What do we think? Bones. Is Bones up there? Surveys. Bones is up there.
Yeah.
All right, we got one more, Jamie. Jamie, it's up to you now.
Oh no, yeah,
No, you
I mean,
can't.
I know
You
you
can't.
want to do it.
Get ready for the steal. You can steal all their points, Team 1. Okay. Name something from a horror movie that starts with the letter B.
She helped. Can I say my answer that I know won't be right, and then I'm going to say her answer?
Sure.
But then I'm going to give my another. Baseball bat.
All right. What was your? We'll go with baseball bat for the official. What was your
bats in
answer?
horror movie?
My real answer is bitch. Because they always say, get away, bitch.
All right, let's check. Baseball bat. Is it up there? No.
We win.
All right, Team
win.
1. Well, but you can get even more points.
They haven't won any points.
No, they get to keep
What do
these
you
unless you
mean?
steal. So
We
they've
still
got,
won on the last
They've got
one.
46. They've got 46. You win no matter what. But just see if you can get some more points.
This is a
46,
Canada rig.
58.
This is literally the joke. Family Feud
I
in
took my
Canada.
shirt off.
All right, what do you think?
Okay, we're gonna
5
go
seconds.
with.
Yeah.
We are gonna go.
Bats.
Boogie Monster. I
You're all
know.
screaming as well. We're gonna go with bruises.
Bruises.
I know it's
That is
lame,
not
but
up
Neve
there.
said it.
Bruises. is
That better not be up there.
for the steal.
That cannot
Bruises
be
isn't up there. No, I'm so sorry.
Who made this?
All right, let's reveal the other answers. Let's go number 2. We can do number 2. Finger there. Boogeyman, bad guy.
Boogeyman, yeah,
All right, number
baby.
4. Let's do number 4. Bodies.
Of course.
Number 6.
Breasts.
Basement. Give it up for all of our fans. Give it up for the cast, everybody. That was horror. Family Feud.
Thank you, team. Thank you, Max. Thank you. Thank you, dude. Thank you.
No problem.
You totally cheated
It
on
was
their behalf
weird.
the whole time.
It was. How about Neve in the backstage? She's like, "We're gonna play a game," and now you killed us. By the way, once there was no boobs, I was out.
Matt, it's time for some audience questions. I've got a couple here, but it's time for Matthew Lillard goes into the audience and finds random audience members to ask questions.
Okay. Who has a good question? If it sucks, you're in trouble. You don't look committed at all. Hi. What's your name?
I'll go this way.
Hi, Sufi. What's your question?
So you're in the new Five Nights at Freddy's movie, right? I would like to know, what was the best memory of filming on that set?
Okay, so here's a very complicated thing. We are striking right now, and in Hollywood, I want you to know something. Like, I can't cross that line, because that's actually about a film that's coming out, so I can't speak to that. So, and it's not out yet, so there's nothing really I can say. But you are lovely, and if I had a parting gift, I would give it to you.
Hang on, I got one over here then.
So again,
That was
remember,
very well done, Matt.
Oh yeah,
Good
we
job.
also have Skeet is also in the audience, everybody, on that side. So remember, ask questions you never got to ask before, not only about the properties they in, but about the people up here on stage.
Yeah, hi, it's Mark from Montreal.
I shall ask the question.
What was your best part about the movie Scooby-Doo?
I'll tell you.
He asked that right through me, bro. Like literally.
That is.
You know, honestly, here's the best thing. I can see a kid anywhere in the world and make him smile. That's 100% the best part. Also, it's a job I still get to do. I am still the voice of Shaggy in every iteration of a cartoon. So,
If there was anyone here who wasn't already with Matt, are you now? Yeah.
you broke up, but
I said everybody loves you.
Oh, you're the best. So, I have a Dungeons and Dragons company. It's called Beetle and Grimm's, and we just did 20 episodes of television for E1, which is not a Struck company, so we can speak about it. And he's wearing the T-shirt that we just made. So thank you for wearing that T-shirt. What's your question?
My question is, have you played Dungeons and Dragons with the folks on stage yet? And, why not?
Why not?
So if you've never played Dungeons and Dragons, it is honestly the best way to spend a life. You sit around a table and you tell a story about doing heroic things and defeating evil, and you drink a lot of soda pop and eat pizza, and literally it's the best fucking life. So please, if you've never played, you should find a way to play. These people are way too cool to play Dungeons and Dragons.
Who did your show, bro?
By the way, Skeet
Who did your show?
is in episode. Skeet is in an episode, and he's incredible in the show. Skeet has never played Dungeons and Dragons and sat down with us to play a 1-hour episode of Faster Purple Worm Kill Kill.
gosh.
And for
Yes.
that, I am eternally in love with you. Thank you.
Who has it? Hang on, you have.
So when I tell people what you did to prepare for Billy Loomis, I get a lot of interesting reactions from people I think don't understand what actors do. So I was wondering, what is the best reaction you've had to telling other people what you did to prepare for Billy Loomis?
My mic. My mic is not a lot. Is it out of range way back
It
there?
is out of
Maybe
range.
that.
Good now.
I mean, I guess the gist of, I don't know what the best, that's a pretty great reaction, by the way. Just even remembering that I ever talked about it. I don't know, but I mean, it was, to me, like I had played a part prior that was sort of the opposite of Billy Loomis, and then had a short amount of time to prepare, and basically I had 2 rooms in the hotel we were staying in, and one was my own personal room to sleep in, and the other was trying to go back to being 17 years old in this crazy high school punk. So I kind of built Billy Loomis's bedroom in the other room.
That's so hot. And what happened there? What did you do? Like, did you shower and stuff?
You were there, bro.
I will never forget. I have a question over here.
Matthew, do you mind if I just quickly open this up? Because this actually ties into another fan question we got. Richard Tetriot. Are you here, Richard? Richard, right here. So for the rest of the cast too, Richard actually asked, once you land a part, do you have a strict method that you use to deliver a role, or is each one different in your approach? Let's start with those on stage. Yeah.
Well, when I got Scream, like I said, I had 0 credits. Well, like I had 1 or 2, but I was so nervous. I just sat in my room at the DoubleTree and I just did my lines over and over again. The lines in the script, not lines, but that sounded weird. Did that sound?
Yeah, a little
sorry. It was a little weird. And then after we got through a couple scenes, like actually Neve and Courtney were like, yeah, you did your big stuff. Like I don't know if you remember saying that, but it was like a way I felt more comfortable. So I like to get the big stuff done early so I can chill.
Awesome. Neve, do you have a method that you follow? Is it different? Is it a little bit of both?
I think it's a bit of both.
Sure.
I mean, there's the obvious, like breaking down a script and analyzing like where the character's coming from, where they're going to, what the journey is, what the arc is, and who was this person, creating their history, bringing what has occurred in your life or things you've witnessed and bringing that to the character. I mean, those to me are the obvious things, and then say I did a ballet movie. That's a very different experience.
That she produced, top to bottom.
Yeah, and for that I trained 8 hours a day for 6 months, and when you do an action film, you obviously have to do more physical training to make sure you have the strength. So in that sense, those are different ways. But I think inevitably when it comes to character, those first examples is that's my general way of.
Yeah. Awesome. Matt, how about you?
I just make it up on the day. No, it depends. I think to what Neve and Jamie are saying is that it depends on what it calls for, right? If you have to, playing a dad's very different than playing a psycho. If you have to cry in a movie, that's something I'll circle and work on forever. Yeah. I mean, it's funny. My acting sort of partner is the guy who lives in BC and lives in Vancouver, and I was doing this movie called The Descendants with George Clooney, and there was a moment in this movie where I stole George Clooney's wife, by the way. Single greatest part in the history of cinema. Not lying, it was the best. But there's a moment in the thing where I say to him in the movie, I say, I love my wife, and every single time I said it during rehearsal, every time I worked on it, I would just well with this emotion. And on the day I got into that section and nothing was there. And so I'm like, oh my God, I'm faking it. Which is horrible. And then the funny part of that story, I think, is that at some point I was on my close-up and on like take 6, I decided to just do some improv. I was like, you know what I love? I love my daughter. And all of a sudden I started to blossom with all this emotion.
Yeah.
And Alexander Payne goes, cut! The hell are you doing? I was trying to feel it. He's like, don't feel anything, just say the words. All right, Skeet?
I mean, I guess it's different every time. For some reason, to me, like the music of the story is so important, like the rhythms of it and the setup and the build to the climax and everything after. I just kind of create character out of what instrument I think I am and the whole symphony of it. But that's different every time, so the creation's always changing, and how to, like Matt's saying, how to find those things and get to those certain places are always different. And like that, you have to be willing to change them on the spot. Something that worked in your hotel room or in your trailer, and then it come to set and it doesn't work, you have to be very facile to find something else. And so, but the music to me of it all is kind of where I key in, how I hear it.
In your bedroom.
Sometimes.
I think we have time for a couple more out there. If you want to grab one or two more.
Hi, what's your name?
Stella.
Hi, Stella. What's your question?
Actually, I have a question for Neve.
Next question.
It's amazing how that happens. Often.
Yeah, first of all, I am a huge horror fan, and all the love to the guys, but I need to ask about Party of Five.
Me too, actually.
So, as someone who was definitely, that show really helped me suffer through my teenage years, and as Neve knows, she was named one of the most relatable teenagers of that time. I just really wanted to ask, like, what aspects or elements of your character in the show, Julia, or even situations that maybe the character was in, were the most relatable to you, and that you really were able to pull into your performance?
That is a great question.
That's a really good
I have to
question.
tell you, in all the years of doing this, that's a fucking incredible question.
I think
She's
I
a
need to
filmmaker.
call my therapist. But no, the writing was so good on that show. And I think the reason it was so good is because the writers wrote from their experiences as well, and from the experiences that we all, I think, have in life. Even if you're the coolest kid in school, you still had a day where you felt like shit, and you felt nervous, and you didn't think anybody liked you, and you didn't feel you felt in, and you felt inadequate, and never thought you were going to accomplish anything. I think no matter what we think people feel about themselves or think their experiences, I think we all have these challenges, especially in our youth. And I certainly did. I was not the cool kid. There was actually a song written when I was 10 years old. The boys wrote a song about all the girls in the class, and it went from prettiest to ugliest, and all they could say about me at the last was Neve, and that was like all they could say about me. So,
Well, you sure had the last laugh.
Right?
I think really it does come down to the writing, but certainly we all bring what our experiences are to the story, and there was a lot for me to pull from. But it was also 6 years long, so I had a lot of stories to tell, I felt very, very lucky.
We're supposed to be done soon, but
Are we? Hang on, I have a question over here.
Yeah, but I don't think we should be. I think we should go longer.
Yeah.
Is that right? Do you guys care? Like,
They're gonna no, shut it down.
there's nobody after us, right?
No, this is all about you today.
Honestly.
Let's do it. Yeah.
We're gonna go a little longer if that's all right. All right.
But if you want to, this is the Canadian in me, if you do want to go, don't feel bad.
You can go.
They're not going. No one's
Where are you
going.
going in the
Don't
back?
stand up.
Where are you going, you sons of bitches?
Sit back down.
Get them! I just
All right, here's the question.
Hi, so I'm someone who grew up watching Scream as a kid, and I've recently got to re-experience it all through my 13-year-old daughter, who absolutely loves you, Skeet, by the way. But
whoa! I am right here.
And you absolutely love you too.
Zoinks! Sorry, keep going. Sorry.
My question is though, have all of you got to re-experience going through the Scream movies with your kids, and what have they thought about it?
Jamie.
What did I say? One of the scariest things? Kids. Kids. I haven't experienced I'm scared to do this joke.
Careful.
I know. What time?
It's late.
Really? I haven't had a child yet. But I've sat a lot of nights in my living room.
Oh no. Do you know what makes a dad joke?
No, wait.
Well, it's a parent.
Hey.
That was a lot sweeter.
Thank you.
than my joke.
Thank you. Thank you. I heard that at the bar earlier. What are you doing?
Traffic inspection.
My kids haven't watched the movie, to be honest.
Yeah.
Really?
I don't know why. They don't think I'm that cool. For one. Have your kids seen it?
Mine have not either. No.
Matt?
But they're very sensitive.
Rescue us, Matt?
My kids saw it.
Did you force them?
At like 3, I was like, sit down. Understand the family lineage you are walking into.
And they have Stu is Alive t-shirts, don't they?
Definitely alive. The funny thing is, my wife didn't see it until like the 20th anniversary. My wife, the only reason she married me is because she didn't see it. Look, it's a very interesting situation with kids. Like I coach soccer their whole lives, and so you're there the first day coaching soccer, and then all the kids are listening, and the second day they're snickering because you're in Scooby-Doo, and then the third day they just hate you because you're making them run laps. So it's a cycle. Look, here's the funny thing about fame. It's my job. I have a very weird job. We all have very strange jobs. The transaction that's interesting is for you guys. That kid crying, I can go up and do Shaggy, which is an awesome thing because that becomes a two-way transaction instead of a one-way transaction. What I'm saying is, fame isn't a big deal to us. I don't know why I'm getting so meta right now, but it's not. There's a great story. Here's a great way to articulate it. A guy's walking down the street. It's 1950, and this guy comes up to another guy and asks him for a light to a cigarette. And the guy's like, "Yeah, sure, here," and he gives the guy a light. And in the moment, he realizes it's James Dean asking for a light. And the reality is that the guy was just giving him a light, and all of a sudden it's James Dean. And now in that moment, that becomes, oh yeah, I was walking down First Street, I just had breakfast, Maribel is wearing a skirt, and I was wearing and we were on the way to the gym, and that moment becomes super interesting for the man that gave James Dean the light. And for James Dean, he was just looking for a light. So the transaction for fame is two things. You can either abuse it or completely respect what it means to other people. And I think that we collectively have an appreciation for what it means to other people. And I don't think that's always the case in our industry. Mm-hmm. Right? So, to answer your question in the longest way possible, the reality is that my kids don't care. They just know that I have a weird job. And it just so happens I have the most incredible actors as my first child and my non-binary second child. So, I mean to celebrate that. That's just who they are. And so they follow in the footsteps that they love the art. I just talked so long, sorry.
Jamie, you were gonna say something?
I think I agree with everything these guys said. I am a little concerned though, when we first started doing these cons, people would come up and they'd be like, my 15-year-old loves Scream. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. Like 17 is the R rating, but now it's like, my daughter loves Scream so much. She's watched all 6 of them, and then I just look and it's a baby. Like, you guys know you can play like Barney, right? You know?
I once had parents come up to me and were like, oh my God, Danny loves these movies. They're just the most incredible. He's such a fan. He's been a fan since he was young. And I was like, where's Danny? And they're like, I had to lean over the table and this kid's looking up at me and he's got an axe coming out of his head. Like, really?
How old?
He was like maybe 5.
Jesus! There's Pixar, guys.
All right, I have a question.
Today there's not.
Oh yeah, don't talk about Pixar.
Hi, I'm a big fan of Jericho, the old TV show back in the day.
Whoa, yeah, me too. Woo-hoo. Nuts, baby.
Now, if you could go back and do a third season of it, how do you think it should begin and how do you think it should end?
You know, about, God, I don't know how many years ago now, Netflix tried to buy it from CBS, and they got as far as having schedules and locations and all this stuff, and the producers called me and asked if I would be into doing it, and I said yes, but that was the first thing I addressed is how we would start, and I felt like we would start with it being 10 years later and the world had devolved into utter chaos and we lived in caves below the town, and how we sort of get our way out of that. So that was kind of my thought on it. Unfortunately, CBS wouldn't sell it, so we didn't get a chance to do it. But But thank you, yeah. I love that show. It was great.
Matt, I think we have time, maybe one more, and then I've got some people in the crowd too here that would be.
You can't stop me, son of a bitch.
All right.
You don't have to grab it. I'm right here.
Just turn the mic
I got
on.
long arms.
I don't know if all of you know what Letterboxd is. If you don't, it's like an app where you can rate movies and you put your top 4 movies. I was wondering, what are all your top 4 movies?
Top movie.
Top movie.
Shawshank Redemption's way up there for me. Jaws. I think Jaws is pretty wicked. Neve, what do you got?
Cinema Paradiso.
Oh, that is a good
I'm gonna
one.
name a bunch of things nobody knows in this crowd.
Yeah.
Leolo. It's so hard. There's so many.
It's so hard to narrow
Such a
down.
hard question.
Star Wars.
Really?
I don't know. There's a lot of men being angry with guns. I don't know.
Oh, that's right.
I'm kind of bored of that. I'm just bored of
Jamie, I know Showgirls is way up there for you. You already talked about it.
Scream. Malibu's Most Wanted. That side got it. That side.
So cheap.
Honestly, that's like hard to pick, but like,
What are your favorite 4? Not you, her. What's your favorite 4? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of pressure.
La La Land, Babylon, I, Tonya, and Scream.
Oh.
Finish strong. Okay, we go to the audience. Sorry, we go to the questions.
Yeah, this kind of segues perfectly from your question. So a question for all of you. This comes from Sean McCabe. Sean McCabe, are you out there? Raise your hand if you're, no. Sean McCabe wants to know, what's an interesting hobby that you have surprised people when they first meet you? Is there an interesting hobby that people don't know about you that you're gonna wow the audience with?
Matt, do you have hobbies? You've turned all your hobbies into careers, into income streams. Tap dancing? You're into tap
I
dancing?
want to go. I don't, but I talk too much. Go ahead, Neve.
I know yours.
Yeah, Skeet, tell them your hobby.
I mean, I build furniture in my spare time.
That's very nice.
That was the one I was thinking of.
Gardening?
Yes.
Gardening. I do
Skeet
love to
likes to
garden.
garden.
Real garden.
Ooh.
Yeah. I
Like
do garden.
flowers or vegetables?
Vegetables, fruits,
No, bro.
herbs.
This guy's a farmer.
Oh.
He knows what he's doing.
I have learned a lot through the years, for sure, and I know that America's system of monoculture is poisoning us, so I grow very differently. Not to get too deep, but don't eat food when you come to
We
America.
were talking about hobbies.
Guys, when did this turn into a town hall meeting?
What are your hobbies, Jamie?
Well, I just
I
think
ran into Jamie on the golf course
Yes.
the other day,
Yes.
There you go.
and I didn't even know he played golf.
Yes.
So
Skeet had a birdie, I had a bogey. I think one of the biggest things that people don't realize about our cast is that we're all avid cornholers.
yeah, we are.
We love to cornhole with each other. In fact, we love it so much.
bad.
No, it's What are you talking about? It's just a bag into a hole. Where's your brain going, girl? In fact, we love it so much, Skeet has built us a beautiful new cornhole system. I'm dead serious. And we're going to take on other casts. We are going to have, and we're going to play for a charity, a little bit of cash too. So, the I Know What You Did Last Summer cast, let's go. These guys are incredible.
Yeah. You'd pay to see that, right, Canada, Toronto? Right? Yeah, come on.
Do they know cornhole in here?
Yeah, cornhole bags. Some
Canadians
people call bags.
cornhole, right?
We do play a lot of cornhole.
Nice.
I have something super fun. So on Tuesday of this week, I launched a new company.
Ooh.
Feel free to check it out.
Just as a hobby, by the way.
No, so it's called Find Familiar Spirits, and so we built a premium whiskey company for fantasy. So it's crazy, and it's been a year and a half building it, but it's called Quests End. So if you go to questsend.com, you can sign up for
Wait, how do you spell it?
Quests.
Quest?
Quests. Quests End. It's not easy to say, but it's really beautiful. And I'm super excited that we're launching this company. The whole idea of the company is that we're going to find fandoms, and we're going to build premium spirit experiences around those fandoms, bypassing Bevmo and going direct to fans. So it's super exciting. And so, I don't know, that's
a
my
great
big news.
idea.
That's
That
my
is
big
a
news.
great
Didn't bring us
idea.
in on it though.
What?
You didn't bring us in on it though.
Well,
Actually,
there's still time.
Yeah. Still looking for that final supporters. Neve, you got a hobby that you'd like to share?
I don't know. I have, young children right now. I don't
Yeah.
have a lot of time for hobbies. I had this idea that I would have tennis become a hobby, and like 8 weeks ago, I played tennis with my 11-year-old for 20 minutes, and I still can't pick up a pen, which is going to make this weekend very difficult. So I'm
So
not
if she
gonna
doesn't
sign
write
long
quotes, no, it's a tennis issue.
No, you know what? I think because I danced for so many years, for me, what brings me joy is being physically active. So whether it's yoga or different kinds of physical classes, that's sort of my thing.
Very cool.
Do you think you'll ever take up like knitting or crochet or like?
I'm not. What was that question? That's such a weird question.
Will you take up muffin making?
Ask Jamie.
Jesus Christ. She looked like she wants to knit all day, bro.
I just was curious. Jeez.
He's
very maternal, and like I thought that maybe I could.
Well, you would be more inclined to take up knitting than she.
Yeah, it's true.
But he would knit the fuck out of a sweater.
I already did. You want me to show you some stuff?
Yes. Text it to me.
We unfortunately do have to get you all out of here in a few moments. We have some backstage pass holders that can remain in their seats following, but we played a game because we want to make sure everyone's involved here. How about the cast so far, everybody, tonight, everybody? Give them some love. All right, we played a game with them prior to the panel. It's a this or that would you rather question. They all got to vote and weigh in on these questions. We want to hear what your answers are. We'll play it super rapid fire. First question, and we can throw up on the screen for everybody. Choose a weapon to defend yourself with. Axe or chainsaw? Go. Axe.
Chainsaw.
Chainsaw. Chainsaw, though it was pretty close. The winner, 57% said axe. 43% said chainsaw, so pretty close. All right, here we go. Number 2, worst move, running up the stairs or going down to the basement? It's not changing up there, but I got it on my device here.
Basement is a terrible move.
Yeah.
In the back, if you just refresh the browser for me, basement or stairs?
Basement worse.
Basement worse.
Don't go in the basement.
Yeah.
All right,
What did
winner.
you guys say?
81% said go down to the basement. Worst move. Worst move. Don't go down to the basement. Worst move. All right, number 3. Where do you hide? Here we go. We're back synced up. Under the bed or in the closet? Where do you hide?
Under the bed.
No way.
At least you can go out one side or the other.
But a closet you can at least.
Where do you
when
go
the
in the
door's open,
closet?
You can be prepared. Like you're lying down. You can't do much from a lying position.
This is not a defensible position.
There's no wrong answers. There's no wrong answers.
Like I said, we love to play cornhole.
Yeah. 60% said in the closet better. 60% said in the closet.
Closet
better.
is good, but they're both terrible.
Yeah. Number 4, who are you? The first to die or the final girl? Who are you? In life.
Final girl.
Yep, final girl.
The real final girl. The real final girl.
Who would you rather go on a date
You know what?
with?
By the way, I find
go for
that
it.
question offensive. Because it said, who are you, the final girl or the boogeyman, right? So they're the boogeyman, the final girl, and I'm just the dead virgin.
Yeah, there is the best friend is the
Well, it
other
said
option.
first to die.
Yeah, first to die.
I was like 6th.
Who would you rather go on a date with, Jigsaw or Pennywise?
Oh, Pennywise. I'm just clowning.
I choose abstinence.
Yeah, most people went with Jigsaw, but it was close. 56%. All right, where would you rather spend your summer? Camp Crystal Lake with Jason or Cabin from the Evil Dead with the Dead
Crystal Lake.
Crystal Lake.
I like the lake.
Crystal
I'm gonna go.
Lake.
Don't go in the water.
Skeet?
I'm going to the cabin.
Yeah. 74% said. Oh yeah, a couple people go to the cabin.
I'm 100% right so far.
Great.
Yeah.
No wrong answers. Number 7. Who would you rather receive as a gift, Chucky or Annabelle?
Chucky all day.
Yeah.
Chucky.
I'm good. Chucky.
Chucky. I don't know the question, but Chucky.
Chucky won 75%. All right, last question, most controversial. You can only pick one thing to eat. Popcorn or candy?
Candy every time.
Oh, candy.
Candy every time. Raisinets. If you don't like
I
it,
gotta go
like
popcorn.
Hard. Popcorn.
Popcorn followed by milk duds, so
Popcorn
both.
with chocolate inside.
Oh, there we go. Skeet,
Popcorn.
Popcorn won resoundingly. Give it up for the cast, everybody. That was a game of horror movie, this or that. Let's just do some final things. You're here all weekend. Please go see them. They're doing photo ops and autographs. But the fans wanted to know, what do you love most about seeing these fans here? Some final shout outs, and then we'll head off. Oh, yeah. Just some final shout outs for the fans. What do you
I just want to say, you guys are absolutely incredible. You are incredible. We're so lucky to be here. And just your energy, I just want to say thank you, and I'm very happy to be a part of this. And I love you.
Exactly. We adore and love you guys and are so grateful, and it's always a blast for us to get to hang out with you. So thank you for being here.
Yeah, I can only say the same thing. Thank you so much. We really are truly grateful and look forward to meeting you more in person throughout the weekend. So come say hi.
Yeah. All that stuff. I want you to know something. You may not hear it enough this weekend, but the money you're giving these people helps feed our families. And you may not hear thank you enough, but you've heard it from us. Thank you for sharing your hard-earned cash with all of us. So you may not hear that. Thank you.
Fan Expo Canada. Let's hear it for our favorite killers, virgins, and final girls. Let's give it one more time for Skeet Ulrich, Jamie Kennedy, Matthew Lillard,